We don't live in a day and age anymore where you can go into the world and look for yourself. Because you're probably going to go out into the world and either just not see human beings at all, or you're going to see an AI bot that's replicating a human, whether it's through advertising or an actual like mannequin. So because I know the amount of nihilism and just like black pillardom, if that's a word, that's going to create in our society, especially for my creative people or my people who are already rejected and struggling to try to get their foot in the door to social acceptance and visibility, I want you to look at the world differently to give yourself a better opportunity of engaging with it rather than just purely being at the consequence of it or at the mercy of whatever happens. And the approach that I'm taking, at least, is I'm not going out into the world first to try and find myself and then bring back whatever I feel like sticks or whatever mask I want to wear, sticker I want to add on to my mask to that represents how I feel, maybe. No. I'm spending a lot of time, especially the time that I'm in solitude. I'm taking a lot of time to figure out who I am in my most unique, raw, authentic self or sense. From there, in understanding that my awareness, my infinite awareness is so much more expansive than that can genuinely fit in my body, I will then take the knowing of, or not even, it may not even be a knowing, it could just be a curiosity of myself. And then with that foundation, even if it's messy, chaotic, it's confusing, I then go into the world and I seek to educate myself as to what tools I need to be able to then go and, figuratively, mine my own little rock to get that diamond out myself. So it's not going into the world first with a lack of self-awareness, because think about the worst part about that is this. You don't know how valuable you are. You go into the world, somebody does know how valuable you are, and they take advantage of you in that position while giving you crumbs, lack of, or very, very, very little compensation or reinforcement as to how valuable you are, so they can keep you in that position to keep on benefiting off you as they are. And more times than not, people that kind of prey on you and hound you or put you in that position for the sake of exploiting you will never, ever let you know how valuable you are. Even worse than that, they'll literally abuse you into thinking that you are less valuable than you are, so you never realize the immense power imbalance that is happening and how it is being inverted for the sake of you being fed off of. But there's just something different about somebody who knows the value they have within it, and maybe not knows exactly what value, but are willing to respect themselves fundamentally enough to say, you know what, I'm willing to pass on that, not taking that, not getting in that, not doing this. Just because I understand that is contradictory or works against the value that I'm actively cultivating within myself every single day through the decisions I make, the beliefs that I have, the ideas that I let just carry around in my mind, the actions that I do, the amount of responsibility and accountability I take for my own circumstances. And when you're able to start doing those things for yourself, you realize that hamster wheel that other people are on, just constantly chasing something or running away from themselves, it's because they don't believe that they are worthy enough of giving themselves that validation. They don't believe that they can decide, you know what, I feel this and I'm going to act on this, or I want to be, or I dream of, and I'm going to act in that way or on that with my real self and sacrifice all the validation that I'll lose because of it, because I'm not performing anymore. Like, I really am starting to feel like that's the trap. It's a bunch of people in the world who are able to kind of make it look like, and again, I'm not saying this about every friend group or every community, but there's a bunch of people in the world, a good chunk of, that go out there and they're kind of involved in something, maybe not really, and then they gaslight everybody who's a loner or isolated or really in solitude, saying, you need friends, you need friends, you need friends, you need all these people around you to reinforce you and this and all this shit. Like, have you ever taken the time to sit down and ask if the people that you're hanging around even like you? Or they even like each other? Or is it because you're so desperate to have connection, so desperate to be reinforced that you won't even question that before getting into a circumstance. And then you have to face the real consequences of not doing that type of vetting months, years down the line when you've already invested so much time, energy, and so much of yourself into them. Even worse, you've invested your self-concept into them, allowing them to alter the way that you believe and think about yourself. So when you break up the relationship, now of course it's going to be harder to trust yourself because you chose to be in this relationship. When you cut this person off, it's going to be hard to develop a real healthy sense of self-concept because you're confused if you're supposed to hate yourself for not being in a relationship, or you're supposed to hate them for taking advantage of you. But what I'm trying to say with this whole entire video is you will go out into the world if you go out into the world without a plan, this world will wear you like a fucking glove. For lack of better English terminology, phrases, if you don't go out with a plan into the world, and not just a plan that you're not going to turn from, a plan that you're going to allow to get broken down, transformed, iterated, just if you don't go with a plan and some kind of intention coming from the heart, you are going to be used up, bro. Not even like a dirty ass condo. But having a plan, and when that plan comes from an awareness, a deep awareness of the self, it allows you to pivot into opportunities, maybe even see opportunities that serve your best interests. Not because they just randomly happen to show up now, but because you, looking at yourself with a lens of I am valuable and I'm learning how to get into this world, how to protect myself, one, but how to go out into this world and how to find out what I need, whether it's relationships, whether it's accommodations, whether it's resources, to help mine that greatness out of me and allow my life to be an expression of this greatness that is just so infinite that exists within me. Allowing the world to be a consequence of who I am rather than me to be a consequence of whatever the fuck the state the world is in. Now imagine the amount of growth that genuine creative people, genuine artists, genuine visionaries can have when pursuing this, literally this dystopia that we're walking into as an opportunity to dive deeper into the self, to give more validation, more respect, more love to the self, and to even grow that garden of ideas and dreams even more. So when there does come an opportunity, I genuinely believe it will happen, this AI bust, AI boom goes to bust. People are tired of watching AI videos. People know that AI videos and art doesn't resonate with them. It doesn't connect, doesn't teach them anything, doesn't show them anything. It's just a sedative. People are disappointed in the failures that AI has in relation to the dreams that we were sold of it, because really the greatest thing that AI can do for the general populace is not exist. You guys might hate to admit it, but the greatest thing that AI could do for the general populace is not exist. But because the guys who are creating it own the government that has one of the most well-funded militaries on planet Earth, we're going to have to go down this route. So since there's no escaping it, at least we can figure out a way to accommodate ourselves in the world and hopefully make something out of it. Make something out of ourselves, at least. Because I hope you guys know in this, kings, not just kings, but like, especially at this point, gods will be born out of this era. I'm telling you right now, whether it's by money, by might, or by just straight up willpower, actual human gods will be built in this era. And all them fucking Marvel and DC movies that you've been disappointed in the past couple of years, what you're about to see is going to be nothing like that shit, bro. Or, forgive me, way more similar to that than what you've ever been seeing in our real world. So get ready for the shit that we're about to walk into. And just, if you want to protect yourself, don't be poor.